on his throne. Some say he's crazy, some say he knows. Some say he sees, some say he's blind. Some say he's selfish, some say he's kind. He said stand with his heart of stone. Being broke a thousand times before. So many men with his lost his side, but you become his sacrifice.
Yeah, guys, yeah. There's been a few people that have said, because I've been doing what I like to call Wake the Fuck Up videos on Facebook for a good few years now, and there's a few people that have said, oh, I should do a YouTube channel. You know what I mean? I've got one for my music that I write about it all, but I hadn't ever done one for my speaking bit. And with how restricted Facebook are making my videos, particularly at the moment, I thought, you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna do it. So yeah, this video is basically me kind of linking a few of the different videos that I've done on Facebook together into one video, show you how it all links together. Yeah, right. First of all, people have to understand what this awakening actually is. Yeah, it is basically the next stage of human evolution. It is a conscious evolution, not a physical evolution. Yeah, which is why there's a lot of stuff about empaths and things like that, because people are getting consciously evolved and are starting to feel empathy a lot more than they were, etc., etc. Yeah, but this evolution is also the evolution that helps you see through lies and things like that, because it's a conscious evolution. You can see, you know what I mean? You're becoming more conscious, you're becoming more aware. Yeah, and so it is their job to keep that down. Yeah, it's been planned for ridiculous years, probably hundreds, you know what I mean? But it needed, basically 2016 was the first mass collective conscious awakening. Yep. And in 2016 was when those that were on the solitary thing ridiculous years ago, mine started 2004, my conscious side of the awakening. Basically we kind of joined forces with this mass collective awakening horde of people. Yeah, and brought it onto Facebook. Yeah, and started to use Facebook as a tool to wake other people up and start the awakening in them. Yeah, right. So they knew that it was coming. They knew they had to stop it. Yeah, right. As you know, another part of the conscious awakening is you lose that following mentality because you start thinking for yourself. Yeah, right. So they have to put a stop to this. Yeah, and the way that they do it is the same as with everybody else. brainwashing. The only people that will save the people are the people, because the only people that have anything to gain from, anything to benefit from the people gaining or being saved is the people. The whole reason that the high class, the millionaires, the billionaires, etc., etc., live like they do is because we live like we do. Yeah? So why would they want the best for us? They've literally segregated themselves from our society to not create, but become members of a totally different society, i.e. the millionaires club, the billionaires club, etc., etc. Yeah? So why do people think that these celebrities who are millionaires have come to save us, the people, who they have rejected by wanting to take themselves out of our society and go into a much higher class society? They obviously don't give a shit about us, and they obviously don't see themselves as part of the people, or they would be stood with us and they wouldn't be in those clubs. Yeah? They use the fame to have made society for the people a better place. You don't need power to do that, you need money. They've got that money. They could build fucking homeless bed sits, things like that, with things set in place to help them find work if they've got any addictions, to help get them into rehab and things like that. You know what I mean? But have they? No. All they've been bothered about is accumulating their own wealth so they can get further away from the people. Yeah? Right. And the way that they have basically programmed this into people's heads is something that I like to call superhero syndrome. Yeah, a psychological condition I like to call superhero syndrome. Right, from the moment we are babies, little children, we are bombarded with the superhero theory. You know what I mean? A superhero will come and save them. Starts with Spider-Man as little kids, you know what I mean? They get obsessed with superheroes. They have them on the walls, on the wallpaper, they have them on the curtains, you know what I mean? All this superhero. They watch all the cartoons, they watch all the films, yeah? And then go to other programs that you might watch, other films, things like that, yeah? There's always a victim and a villain. Yeah, and when you see the victim and you see one of the characters that you like that are very good people and they're in danger, what are you straight away looking for? Oh, who's going to come and save them? I bet it's going to be him. I bet it's going to be him. Or could it be her? They're going to save them. That's who's going to save them. Constantly, repetitive. A superhero will come. A superhero comes and saves people. It's a superhero. It's just one person that will come. It's that special person. It's that superhero. That superhero saves people. And that is a brainwashing tool called repetitive affirmation that we are all subject to since being pretty much babies. Yeah? And it's still going on now. Yeah? And that is so that basically we are the army, if you like, with the greatest numbers. That gives us the power. It's their job, the corrupt bastards causing all this shit, it's their job to remove that power from us. Yeah? Right, so go by this superhero syndrome thing. Yeah? Now, what is the best way? Oh, hold on, one more thing first. There's any of these so-called truther celebrities that push the word woke, they are shills. They are working for the enemy to damage this movement. Yeah? Let me dissect the word woke and what it actually is. Yeah? This, as I've explained, this next stage of human evolution that will see us gain the power back and them corrupt bastards lose it. If it becomes complete, yeah, it's an awakening. It's a constant process. I started it back in 2004, and it doesn't stop. It's a constant process, yeah. Woke or awake is a finished process. Yeah? And that is no different to somebody believing they have nothing else to learn. If you believe you have nothing else to learn, you stop learning and you gain less knowledge because you're not open to learning, because you believe you've nothing else to learn. You believe you know everything. Yeah? This awakening, this woke, is exactly the same difference. When you believe you are woke, you believe you have no more awakening to do. You believe you see everything. You believe everything you see is the truth. Everything that comes into your eye is the truth. Everything that you think is the truth. And you don't leave yourself open to other people's opinions or theories or whatever else. Yeah? And so what instead do you do? Now they've stopped you awakening by getting you believing you are woke and you have finished that process. Yeah? What do they then do? You haven't had chance to get out of that following mentality yet. That is the thing that finally frees you. And these people that have started this, inverted commas, second awakening, which was forced by all the blatant COVID bloody malarkey. You know what I mean? It was literally forced, and they forced it so that they could take control of these newly awakening people straight away with the things that I've just explained. Following mentality. So, how do you gain control of all these people that were starting to consciously evolve and become part of that people's conscious army? Yeah? How do you stop them from continuing now? How do you get them to lead the rest of the consciously awakening, evolving people to stop theirs? Simple. You take household names that everybody knows who are actually part of them, as I've explained. Yeah? And you get them wearing our clothes, speaking the inverted commas truths. No truths that nobody knew about before. No truths that a lot of us weren't calling out before they took the stage to say, hey, you know what I mean? Listen to me, listen to me. You know what I mean? The whole reason the London protests failed in everything they fucking claimed that they were set up to do is that exact reason. They used these inverted commas truther celebrities as a magnet. Yeah? To wake up a country, you have to spread across the country. Yeah? You have to do it in your own areas. And then them groups get bigger and bigger and bigger. Yeah? All this COVID malarkey, it wasn't the government we needed to reach, it was the people. Yeah? And you don't reach the people of a nation, of the whole of Great Britain, by anybody who can see what's going on, deciding, hey, let's leave the areas where we live and we're all spread out nicely, a bit like a grid to fucking make the whole of the fucking country start the awakening process. Let's destroy that grid of people dotted in various different places that could gather together and spread that. Let's destroy that grid and get everybody to gather all in London together, out of the way of it all. Or a bit of good old energy harvesting in all the Masonic areas and that, like Trafalgar Square. And all these so-called truthers, because they're still in that following mentality, they are now seeing these celebrities, as they are celebrities, as these superheroes that have come to save them. Yeah, like with Russell Brand. It's ridiculous how many people have fallen for it. He's been blatant with his book. Yeah, that the Pied Piper of Hamlet. Yeah. A well-known children's story that's supposed to be based on a true story about a man who had a flute, a Pied Piper, and he used to tootle his flute and create beautiful music. And he used his music to drive rats out of the village of Hamlet. Yeah, he went back to the village to get his pay. They didn't pay him. So, what did he do? He used his beautiful music to lure all the children from the village to their doom. And they all followed him. Yep. By him claiming to be a truther, to get all your lot listening to him and following him and everything else, yeah, he has just literally called you rats, that he has led away from the truth so that him and all his cronies can lead the children to their fucking doom. Yeah? Right. Oh, batteries ran out on my laptop. Is it? Oh, no, right, 2 secs. So, like, I'm not one of these big bloody YouTube truthers that have got little studios set up. I'm using my phone and my bloody laptop that I'm going to put my phone onto to show, you know what I mean? I've got to try and remember where I was with it. Oh. Well, like I say, I've been doing this for many years, and they tried to fuck me up, deliberately overprescribing antipsychotics and shit, which has massively given me memory issues. Been clean off them for about 6 or 7 years. Oh, come on. Here we go. Right, change camera. Get it? Yeah. How much proof do you need? Yeah. Where's that other bit? There was something else with the... Have you seen what it is? Russell Brand's Trickster Tales, Pied Piper of Hamelin. Yeah? Yeah, and what's he wearing? Oh yes, the Masonic checkers. And it's him dressed in the Masonic checkers being a trickster. And I've just explained the relevance of the... Press the wrong thing, I press pause instead of check. I just explained the relevance of the Pied Piper of Hamlet. You know what I mean? So people really need to get this, deprogram themselves from this superhero syndrome. Because nobody is going to save the people except for the people. Yeah? The amount of people out there that are damaging this movement because they're trying to do a job of speaking before even mastering the art of seeking. The very basics of truth seeking is understanding how that unit uses esoterical imagery and messages in writing and pictures. Yeah, not only to communicate to each other in secret, hence why they are called secret societies, but everybody knows about them. That's where the secret is how they communicate openly in front of everybody. Yeah, but they don't only communicate like that, they also mock their sacrifices like that. That is all part of the sacrificial ceremony. And all these truthers, so-called truther celebrities, yeah, all that is called revelation of the method. Yeah? Again, it's part of that sacrificial ceremony. Right. Now, more into the Russell Brand thing. The 33 on his arm has no artistic expression or anything whatsoever. Yeah? I don't know what excuse he's given for it, but apparently he's given a reason. Yeah, but they have to have reasons, because they can't turn around and say, oh, it's because I'm a 33rd degree Freemason, or I'm training to be a 33rd degree Freemason, can they? You know what I mean? And whatever reason he gave, I'm not being funny, but if that 33 was there was a reason for it other than that he gave, why is there no artistic interpretation or anything to it? You'd at least have it looking ornate or something. You know what I mean? That basically means the only thing he's pointing out is that number. Yeah? And part of the initiation for 33rd degree Freemasonry is public humiliation and degradation. And what is happening to him right now, exactly that. And I put together everything I've now explained. And tell me I'm wrong. Yeah? I'll have a conversation with you about it. I won't be offended. I think about what I've said. I'm not telling people what to believe. I'm trying to help people see with their own eyes. I'm trying to show people how to look for these things. Yeah? So think about what I've said. Don't just believe what I've said. Think about it and think, does it make sense? Is it logical? You know what I mean? And you'll find it is. This is all about control of the people to gain the power. When they say we are overpopulated, it isn't because the planet is overpopulated. It basically means there are too many people for them to keep control over. Yeah? Which means they risk losing the power they have over us. Because our numbers have become too great. Yeah? And so all this, with all these so-called celebrities, they could have woke loads of people up, but they didn't. They chose to target us who were already there. So I'm using that word now. Okay, they could have started many people on their awakening. See, that's how programmed that word is. I know its purpose, and I still used it just then, because I hear it that much on fucking Facebook. You know what I mean? I've corrected myself. Yeah? He could start, people and people like him, all the Ricky Ikes and all them fucking shells, they could have woken the nation up. They've got the stages to do it, so why the fuck haven't they? Why have they only fucking aimed at the stuff at us lately? Household names. They could have done anything. They could have bought billboards and put the yellow card reporting fucking reports, results up on them. Anybody can fucking put stuff on a billboard. Yeah? And there's people that argue, oh, they were as restricted as we are. No, they're not. They have that. They have a lot of money. Money buys whatever they want. Yeah? Money removes that restriction. Yeah? I'll give you an example. Right. Imagine you want to put an advert on TV. Because anybody can put an advert on TV if they pay it. It costs a good few grand, you know what I mean? Right, imagine you're a multi-millionaire. You want to put an advert on TV to fucking get the truth out there. Yeah? The company says, you're like, oh, I'll give you 50 grand, fucking put this advert on for me. And the broadcasting company is like, no, I can't, it's a bit risky that, mate, fucking, we could get fucked for that. But then you turn around and say, tell you what, scrap the 50 grand and make it fucking 3 million. Do you think that fucking production company would go, oh no, mate, I don't think we can risk that? Or do you think they go, not a fucking problem, sir, thank you very much, and do a fucking runner and put it on TV and do a fucking runner? Yeah? They have the money to be able to do that. They are not restricted. They chose to aim it at us, who don't need it. Yeah? So that the majority of this movement would stop the awakening process, and they will keep following. They will keep following all these Pied fucking Pipers that call themselves celebrity truthers. Yeah? And whether you are the rats or whether you are the children, they're going to lead you to one place, and one place only. Your fucking doom. Yeah? Has anything they've done prevented anything? Has it woken enough people up to fucking prevent what's coming? Have you not seen all the fucking helicopters and shit again? Have you not seen all the concrete? Certainly in Rotherham, they put down some concrete slabs that have got the Lego brick, the flat Lego brick things, where you can basically just quickly boom, 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 just stack them up. You know what I mean? And they're not the anti-homeless thing, because they're flat. They're not bubbles or spikes. They're flat, and the homeless person could easily put a bit of cardboard on that and go to sleep on that because they're flat. They're literally like huge Lego blocks. And that's for swift erection of walls. Their excuse was, oh, it was for the Yorkshire Day. That was 1st of fucking August. It's still there. You know what I mean? It's coming, guys. All that other shit, like I said it from the beginning, it was an intel gathering session for when they do it for real. So, because they only get one shot at this, and we only get one shot at stopping them. You know what I mean? They needed all that intel. They needed to know which towns and cities to hit first, which were most resilient, which were most compliant. You know what I mean? Look at all facial recognition, certainly in my town, fucking Rotherham, fucking everywhere, even in fucking local park. You know what I mean? That's for a reason. Look at all them super prisons that have been built. Have you seen pictures of them? They don't even look like prisons inside. They look like cheap fucking motels. It's ridiculous. Who do you think they're for? You know what I mean? Criminals. Or people that don't abide by the new laws that they bring out. Yeah, this isn't a game. People seem to be treating it like a game. It isn't. This is literally World War III. And if you're laughing at that, I'll explain how I came to that conclusion. Yeah? They have always said there will be a World War III, but there will never be a World War IV. Yeah? The only way you can guarantee that is one of two ways. One, if the conscious awakening, the next stage of evolution, is allowed to be completed. Or two, if the corrupt fucking bastards that are in power have control over all the world with one world government. Because then if they were to go to war, they will be going to war with them fucking selves. Yeah? They are the only two reasons that they could be sure there is never a World War fucking IV. Yeah, if they've got the people under the cosh, totally controlled, so they can't start a war, which I'll explain about in a minute, which has already happened, I'll explain in a minute. Yeah, so they can't start a war, and you have control over all the world as one unit, because then there will be no war. So do you think that these evil, corrupt bastards, yeah, because bear in mind, the way that shit works, yeah, all these millionaires that people seem to be following and thinking, oh, they're truthers because they're wearing our clothes, yeah, right, doing revelation of the method, yeah, right. Hold on, it's gone. That's what I mean about them fucking meds that they've put me on. Fucking hell, come on. Hold on, I'm going to pause it while it comes back. No, it's disappearing, so back. Oh, that one. Right, I'll explain the World War III thing and how I came to that conclusion at the beginning of it all. It started off when I first heard the word lockdown. It was when they were doing it in China, and it was bugging me. I'm like, where have I heard that before? And then I heard that they were bringing them out, I think it was Italy and somewhere else before it hit Britain. Yeah, and obviously people were talking about it hitting Britain, and I was like, hold on a minute, where have I heard that word before? Hold on, it was when I was a kid back in 80s, 90s, and they used to have all them prison programmes, and it's what they used to put prisoners on when they riot. They used to strip them of all the freedoms, lock them in the cells, and restrict all the movement around prison and shit. Hold on a minute. How widespread was this? Because I remembered it, this was 2020. And I came to the conclusion. And I remember 2019, we were all over Facebook, there were the protests, massive riots and that. I think it were Italy, Spain and Paris or something like that. And I thought, how widespread were these riots in 2019? You know what I mean? Because there just seems to be a connection there all of a sudden. So I went onto the internet. 2019 officially has been named the year of the wave of global rioting. Yeah. And then I thought, right, so all over the world in 2019 there was rioting. What is rioting? Well, it's when the people declare war against people they feel are oppressing them, or units they feel they are oppressing them. And when it comes to governments and their puppet masters and everything, we haven't got armies, we haven't got planes, big fucking bombers and tanks and shit. So instead what the people do when they declare war, they fucking riot. They smash things, they set things on fire, they try and make the corrupt bastards' jobs as difficult as possible so that they'll listen to the demands of the people's army that have declared this war by causing riots. And I went, but this has gone on all over the world. That makes it World War III, except it's the people against their oppressors. So it's silent war, psychological war. You know what I'm saying? And then I was like, well, right, we are the army with the greatest numbers. How do you defeat an army with greater numbers than yours? Obviously, there's all what I've explained before, which has done it. But then this leads on to all the jibs and fucking shit like that. And I'm like, well, it's simple. You kill off the weak, you weaken the strong, and then when the strong are weakened, you attack. You know what I mean? That is exactly what played out. I said it with the bloody jibs, because I found the... I think it was Moderna website when they first announced that they'd found one, that they created one, whatever. You know what I mean? And basically the way that I read it, reading between the lines of what they said, was it turns your immune system into a drug distribution system. You know what I mean? And does that not make sense? And I was like, that makes perfect sense, because fucking the only thing, all this with the COVID and that, fucking... it proved that the best way to control masses of population is with illness, and the only thing preventing from doing that is the fact we've got immune systems. So it makes sense that if they want to gain control, they will first attack people's immune systems, so it could make them get ill. And I'm like, fuck. And that's when I really started trying to stop people getting them jibs, because I thought, how much further could this go? And then they brought the boosters out and everything. And even Bozo said in one of his speeches, well, I am urging everybody to go for their everybody that's been double jabbed to go for their booster shots to make sure that their immunity is boosted back up to be able to deal with this oncoming wave of Omicron. Back up. Why have they been lowered in the first place? Why is it only people that have been double jabbed that needed to go and get the booster to make sure their immunity was boosted back up? Because it was exactly what I said it was. You know what I mean? So what are they doing there? It's the third part of how to defeat an army with greater numbers than yours. It's weakening the strong. Why do you think it's all these athletes that are dropping fucking dead? You know what I mean? I think it's weakened the hearts, and they're exerting themselves to the usual extent that they usually do when they had strong hearts, and the heart can't fucking take it anymore because it's made it that weak. Boom, weakening the strong. Also, reducing the strong. But the problem is what comes after the strong are weakened. That's the attack. And that is why they're trying to destroy this movement right now, to prevent us stopping that. And it's coming. You all know it is. So I got an itch. We can see it. We can see it out there. Just take a look out there. You can see it everywhere. Yeah? It's psychological warfare. All they're using is fucking simple reverse psychology, guys. And everyone's falling for it left, right and centre. What are you going to do when they start bringing out the fucking big guns in psychological warfare? You're going to be fucked. You know what I mean? Do you think this time round it's going to be like it was during the test run? And you're not going to see people dropping dead. You're not going to be losing people that you love. Of course you fucking are. If they've been jabbed. Of course you fucking are. You're going to see it with your own eyes. You could be walking along the street and see someone gone. Long-term effects. But what are they going to blame? It's another virus. You know what I'm saying? And it's coming. How are you going to deal with that? If you can't deal with simple reverse psychology and you can't see through that, how is your mind going to be anywhere near strong enough to deal with the darkness that is fucking coming? It's alright, my son came in. Just like the powers that be reminding me of what this battle's for. It's for our kids, it's for their future. So that they're not living in an open air fucking prison, so they're not calling that their home. With all the 15-minute cities and the fucking facial recognition cameras and not being able to go around corner without them seeing what you're doing, who you're talking to, etc, etc. Yeah, that's what it's all about, guys. It's about our kids. My kids' future is in your hands as well as mine, and vice versa. So we need to start getting on the same page with shit. We need to stop concentrating on things that are there to divert us. Yeah, shape of the planet is fucking irrelevant right now. Yeah, things like that, irrelevant. It's round the corner. The big battle is round the corner. Drop the shit, stop being distracted, and focus on why we are here. Yeah? Love you all. Speak to you in a bit. Hope you like my new channel. Right. Oh yeah, check out my mate's band as well. It was a clipper it were on at the beginning. Fucking brilliant.